Okay. So did you go through part 2 already, or have you not?
I just looked at it since we were supposed to do that together.
Yeah.
I just was reading, you're supposed to do part 1 and part 2 and then check your answers with your TA.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dad, we don't have one of those.
I guess that's just our group check. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, so number 1, the determine the null and alternative hypothesis. Well, the null hypothesis would be
Just the
equal to
mean.
529.
Yeah.
And then the alternative would be greater than 5.
Greater. Yeah, that's what because it has improved.
And so B, suppose you got evidence that the null hypothesis should be rejected. However, in reality, the mean score of students taking the exam is still 525. Is it a type 1 or type 2 error committed?
So whenever you reject the null hypothesis, wait. It's type 1, but I'm trying to remember the exact phrasing that
It rejects the null hypothesis.
when it says you should reject the null, but it ends up actually being correct. Is that how they word it? That's type 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still trying to, I think I have a better understanding of it now. I just watched the video that went along with the lesson. Have you looked at those yet?
I haven't. I need to though before.
Yeah, they helped it make a lot more sense after watching them.
Yes, normally do.
Okay, so if the analysis was done at alpha equals 0.01 level, what is the probability of committing a type 1 error? And that would just be 1%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There'd be a 1% chance. Yeah. Because it says normally it's at 0.05 for a 5% chance is
Right.
normal. So it'd be 1.
Okay.
Well, if we wanted to decrease the probability of making a type 2 error, would we need to increase or decrease the level of significance?
Wouldn't it be increased? It's going to be the opposite of
Yes.
what you want to do to the probability.
Yeah.
So there's really only 2 questions. They just have tons of parts.
Yeah. Study by the National Association of Realtors reported in 2004 that second home sales accounted for a third of real estate transactions. According to the report, the average age of buying a second home as an investment rental property was 47. Assuming the national standard deviation is 5, a real estate agent wants to determine if the average age of those buying investment property in an area is different from the national average. He randomly selects 15 of his clients who purchase an investment property and obtains the data drawn. So, design the study. What is the population from which the realtor obtains his data? How did he sample his population? What is the research question? So he just went through who bought second homes and randomly picked 15 of the clients. So that's
Right.
how
They were all from his client, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
How did he sample this population? He picked his clients. What is the research question? Is the national or the average
The
age of
average age.
the average age of people buying a second investment property in his area different than the national average?
Yeah.
27.
I know.
Oh, we haven't even bought one, and
We just did 3 years ago, so
someday.
yeah. So
Uh,
collect the data, name at least one way the realtor could have randomly selected his sample. I just, I mean, it sounded like a simple random sample could have been one.
yeah. Another way is to talk to other realtors and maybe pick, oh, it's 15. Pick two other realtors and get 5 ages from their clients, I guess.
Yeah.
And that would be a stratified sample,
Stratified. Yeah.
random sample. All right, describe the data. Graph the data on a histogram. Oh, yay. Sketch the histogram below or cut and paste to your electronic copy.
I didn't do, I mean, we don't have to turn this in, but I mean, you can pull it up.
Yeah. You just input it all, and then you'd have and then you'd select to make a histogram.
Yeah.
Um,
So first you have to find the mean, right? You have to add up all the numbers
yeah.
and divide them by 15 to get the mean.
Mm-hmm. But it's 46.733.
That's what I got.
And
Bless you.
oh my goodness, sorry. So 47. So then the standard deviation would be
I think that's something in Nico's workroom.
yeah.
I got 8.827.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I got. And then the minimum is 27, the maximum is 58. The median Probably be easier if we just did it in Excel.
Yeah, if we just put it, I put it in earlier. I'm on my husband's laptop, and so I don't have all of the programs, but I put it in earlier, and it came up with um, a left skewed histogram.
Yeah, because they're older. Yeah, I'll make my actual histogram later, but
I didn't even think about that. We might need to do that on the other part of our assignment.
well, all right. So then, so making make inference. So the first one is check the requirements. Since there are only 15 pieces of data, what will you need to check?
Well, sometimes, I mean, it doesn't say specifically that it is a normal distribution in the problem.
Uh-huh.
But doing a QQ plot could also show,
Yeah.
I guess, another way of looking at where the data falls.
Yeah. All right, I'm just looking over here. I think that's. I don't know what else you would do.
Yeah. I mean, we already know it's not. I mean, the histogram shows it's not normal.
Yeah.
Which question are you guys on?
Question 2D. 1.
Oh, you guys are almost done.
Yeah.
So then the
We did 1.
null,
So number 2. Yeah.
so that we're ready for the second part, the null hypothesis would be mu is equal to 47.
That's
Yeah.
what yeah.
And the alternative is that mu is not equal to 47.
Yeah.
Right? Which would make it two-tailed.
Yes.
So you're on 3 upper level.
So the formula is the same. I'm glad it's not a new formula. It's the z-score formula.
Uh-huh.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Okay, so if we're just finding out the z-score, sorry, I don't understand this part though.
So you're just going to set it up the same way. So when they say compute the test statistics, it's the same thing as z equals the value minus the mean divided by your standard deviation. So I put in, the mean that we figured out is our value, 46.733. minus 47, the mean of his, what was it?
Of the national.
Yeah, the national, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Divided by, our standard deviation was 5, and then that's divided by the square root of 15, which is our sample size.
Okay.
And I got negative 0.207.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
What did you write out on the top?
I got 46.733 minus 47,
And what did you get for that?
negative 0.267.
Okay, that's what I got. And then on the bottom you have,
Negative 0.267 divided by 5. Oh, no, divided by the square root of 15.
yeah, so 5, first you have to do the 5 divided by the square root of 15, right?
Last time I was using this, it just did it for me, but apparently not.
Yeah. So that is 1.291.
No, I still don't have that same answer.
So you should have negative 0.267 divided by 1.291.
Oh,
Did you get that?
no, I don't know where I got this other number from. I wrote it down from something else. Negative 2.67 divided by 1. Perfect. Same page as you. 0.207. Negative
Yeah,
0.20.
negative. So then that number gets put into the probability applet,
Mm-hmm.
which gives us our p-value.
Which would be 0.836.
Yeah, that's what I got. So then this is a part that I'm still getting confused on, just the terminology, I think. So now we know that, so that p-value is greater than the level of significance, because they told us it would be 0.05, right?
Uh-huh.
So because it's greater than the level of significance, then I think that means we reject the null hypothesis. I'm still working through this part, but I think that's what it is.
Let me go on and read it again.
So if the p-value is less than the level of significance, don't reject. So if it's greater, then you reject.
parents' grade or significantly greater, so we would,
So that would mean you reject it, right?
yeah.
And then I think I remember the stuff I went over. When you reject the null, it means that your evidence is not conclusive enough for the alternative hypothesis.
Uh-huh.
Does that sound right? No, you
Yeah.
don't have enough.
Yeah, because if you reject it, then you have enough evidence to suggest that what you're saying is right.
But when you reject the null, how does that affect the alternative? That's what. I mean, it seems like, I mean, to me, it seems like it would be common sense that if you reject the null, it would make the alternative true. But I think I remembered something about you reject the null, then it means you don't have enough evidence to support the alternative. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at that. I don't know, there was something in the video about it, but oh, okay. Relationship to the alternative hypothesis.
Well, I think that it. Wait. Would we not reject the null hypothesis? Because that has to be true.
But I thought, though, if the p-value is greater than the level of significance, then you reject the null, right? Okay, I've got it backwards.
If the p-value is
P-value
less,
is
we reject it. If it,
then we reject. Okay. I had it backwards. No wonder I'm confused.
well, that would make sense though. But it's that we don't reject it when it.
Because it's, okay, so if it's less, then you reject.
Yes.
Okay, so we're not rejecting.
No.
So that means you don't have enough evidence for your to support your alternative then,
Mm-hmm.
because we're stating that the null is true.
Right. So then the last question, take action. What action, if any, stick with your middle-aged people? Don't. Unless he could widen his sample size.
Yeah, it's
His-
not very big.
Not to. Just to focus on that middle-aged group.
Okay. Should I stop the broadcast?
Yeah.
So you can go on to the